Saludos, my darlings. It is I, Han Solo, coming to you live from the beautiful planet of Orlando. It looks like Scarif around here. It's very beautiful. Now, as you know, I am a mucho bigo Star Wars fano, and I'm here this morning to talk to you about the latest and greatest thing from Jorge Lucas, Cassian Andor. That's right, Cassian Andor. But Cassian Andor, it does not roll off the tongue, my friends, so let's call him exactly what he is. He is the Juan Solo. Let's don't kid ourselves, my darlings. All right, so I just watched the 3 episodes, and the Juan Solo is basically a prequel to the Rogue One. So this show is a prequel to the Star Wars. So what does that make this? Like a beforequel? I don't know, my friends, but I do know this. The Rings of the Power, that's a NyQuil. That's a NyQuil. If you have trouble sleeping, my friends, if you have the insomnia, you put in the Rings of Power and it's sleepy time. Yes, it is. To the Juan Solo, I have 3 words for you, my friend. You look marvelous. All right, let's talk about the first episode of the Juan Solo. There is like an intro with the music. I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't look very good. Each episode is about 30 to 40 minutes, and I did not fall asleep. No, I did not fall asleep. So we start off on Morlana Juan. And Juan Solo is in like a red light district. There's these like alien prostitutes and bubbles. I liked it. What can I say? And then he goes to like a brothel and a bar, and there's a very attractive alien lady. I mean, very beautiful woman. She looks marvelous. She has the legs of a dancer, clearly. I'd like to be her friend, to be honest. Goes into a bar, and he's asking questions. He wants a prostitute, but no, he really wants information on his sister. His sister is from this planet. I forget the name of the planet. We'll get to it. And there are these 2 off-duty guards. They work for this sort of company. It's not the Empire, but it's like a company. It's called Primor, I think. And the guards are harassing the Juan Solo. They follow him out of the bar, and they try to take his money, and he fights them. He kills one by accident, and then since there's a witness, well, he kills the other one on purpose. All right, we're going to meet a lot of people in this first episode. We go to planet Ferrix, and this is basically where Juan Solo is hanging out. He stopped by to visit Morlana 1 to ask questions, but he really lives on Ferrix. And we see these alien dogs. I think they were in the Solo movie, and they pee on Juan Solo's stuttering droid, an astromech droid. They pee on it, and the droid is called B, and he has a stutter. He's no K2SO, but he's okay. But I like the peeing. I like that scene. And then we meet Juan Solo's friend, Brasso, and I liked this scene. They're like going over their cover stories. It's very cute. I liked it a lot. It was very good writing. Then we go back to Morlana 1, and there is a young, ambitious officer of the Primor, and his name, I have to look over here, Deputy Inspector Karn. I have to look because for 3 episodes they don't mention his name. I was like, who is this guy? Maybe they should be wearing name tags. I don't know what to tell you. And it's him. He wants to investigate the murders of the guards. And then there's the older guy who says, just cover it up and leave it alone. I do not need the hassle. So we're going to get to know Inspector Karn very well in this series. And then we cut to Cassian, Juan Solo meeting Bix Kalin, a beautiful, strong woman, a very strong woman, a mechanic, much better looking than that Boo Fett mechanic, you know, the one on the Mandalore show. This one is a hottie, I'll have to say. And she has this boyfriend. He's like a tool. We'll call him Tim the Tool. And we'll talk about him in a little bit. And but I think she really has the hots for Cassian Andor, if you know what I'm saying. And Tim seems to be a little jealous. All right, we get flashbacks of a young Cassian Andor on his home planet of Canary. Apparently he was like part of a tribe. It's a jungle culture, and those flashbacks will continue throughout the first 3 episodes. Then we meet more rogues, and there's a Nurchi and a Vetch. One is just like a guy, and one is like a Demuscle. He's like a big alien, and I like them. And they're trying to shake down Cassian for money, and he basically, gets out of it. And because they're his buddies. They want his money, but they're friends. And I like those 2. That's pretty cool. And it was some good humor again in that. We meet Pelga, and Pelga is basically a guy that watches over the shipyards because Cassian hangs out in these shipyards and like stores some illegal merch in like a ship and like a scrapyard. So Pelga is there, and that's the end of the first episode. All right, my friends, let's talk about episode 2. We start off with a flashback of a young Juan Solo on his planet. He's a little boy on Canary. He's a member of a tribe on this planet, and there's like this strip mining going on by the Empire or maybe a bad company, and we see that. And then we return to Ferrex, and I thought this was very interesting. We get to see the morning in Ferrex. Just normal people going to work. We see this bell ringer guy. He's in a tower and he hits the bell. I really thought that was unique, and I love the sounds of the bells. It was very beautiful. It made me want to get up and go to work. No, not really. I'm not going to do that. No. We meet a Marva. Marva is a motherly figure of Juan Solo, and B is there. And she finds out that they're looking basically for Juan Solo. They don't have his name yet, but they have his description, and she's pretty upset about that. But what can you do when you're Juan Solo? You know, you're out causing trouble. Cassian, Juan Solo, meets Bix about a buyer, an unknown buyer coming to buy something. It'll be like a piece of Imperial equipment, we find out later, like a little box. But someone's coming to buy this, and she's going to set up the deal. And Bix has got that creepy, jealous Tim the Tool, and he is following, and he's jealous of Cassian. He knows what's going on, my friends, between Cassian and Bix, and he reports Cassian Andor to the Primors. So then we cut to the ambitious Primor investigator back on that planet. I forget what it's called. Maroon 5? No, Maruna 1. Marlana 1. You know what I'm saying. You have to forgive me if I do the screw-ups. I have American teeth and a Spanish mouth, my friends. I make those mistakes. You have to bear with me. So basically, we cut to the ambitious Primor investigator Karn, and he assigns this job to an even more ambitious thug guy called a Sergeant Mosk. Is that his name? I don't know. We'll get to it. What does it say here in my notes? It's Mosk. Yes, Sergeant Mosk. So they're going to go to Ferrex to look for the Juan Solo. All right, my friends, this show picks up when Stellan Skarsgård shows up in the middle of episode 2. He is the buyer. His name is Luthen, and, you know, there's no, like, a rebellion yet, but he's sort of the start of the rebellion, I think. So when he shows up, the show really, like, shows you, hey, it's Stellan Skarsgård. The camera just freezes on him, like, hey, look, we're credible. We have him. But, yeah, and the show gets really good as soon as he shows up. And then we see that Bix is going to spend the night with Tim? Oh, I don't know. So Tim gets some sexy time, and he starts to regret. Oh, there's that American teeth again. He starts to regret reporting the Cassian Andor. He starts to regret that because, oh, you know, he just got some sexy time. We get another flashback of Canary, a young Juan Solo. And there is a crash of a spaceship, and his tribe is checking out the spaceship. And one of the survivors shoots at his tribe and kills one of his tribe's people. So he has a fear of that technology, we learn. And then we cut to the Inspector Karn and Mosk arriving on Ferrex, at least in space. And we have Inspector Karn is trying to give a speech. He's trying to rally his little squad of blues. They're called the Blues. But he does a terrible job. But we get to learn that he is interested in justice. So he believes he is the good guy, which I think this makes him a very good antagonist. Because he believes in what he's doing. I like that. But his speech is terrible, and he gets a very mild applause, if I remember correctly. I'm a little foggy. I had too many margaritas last night, my friends. And then I thought it was funny when Mosk tries to support him and saying, oh, very inspiring, sir, you know, but the speech was just the garbage. And then the show ends with the Juan Solo. He is walking towards us, and like this rock and roll music starts playing. I think this is the theme for the Juan Solo, his personal theme. And at first I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. It's like a drum. It's like a garage band playing, my friends. But, you know, I don't know. It's growing on me. And that's how the episode 2 ends. All right, my friends, it's episode 3. It's the home stretch. I thank you very much for watching. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you like it, the Han Zoro, see the H and the Z. If you like it, the Han Zoro, smash that like button and share with all your Star Wars friends and let them know about me. I will be covering all of the Juan Solo, all right, every week. All right, so episode 3 starts off with Stellan Skarsgård meeting Bix, and they know that Andor is basically being followed. And I love this. There was like this droid. It's like a staircase. That's all it is. When Stellan Skarsgård gets off the bus, there's this like droid. It's like a staircase. That's all it is. Imagine that. You're a droid. You're not a cool battle droid. No, you're like a staircase. And people step on you all day, every day for the rest of eternity, basically. That's very depressing. I'm sure Hasbro will make a figure of that thing, and it'll be overpriced for sure. You know what I'm saying, my darlings? I think you do. Okay, and then we get a lot of shots of the city. It's a lot of quiet time. This show likes to breathe and show us the city. And it looks marvelous. It looks marvelous, my friends. No doubt about it. All right, we get a flashback of a young Marva and a young Bee who's not stuttering. And they come upon the ship wreckage, and they discover a young Juan Solo. And they basically kidnap him. They think they're doing him a favor, but they knock him out and kidnap him. And then we cut to Karn and Sergeant Mosk, and they're arriving in the city, and the townspeople are calling them the Blues, and they search Marva's house for Juan Solo, and oh boy, this is bad. Juan Solo calls B, because B is at the house, and the Blues are at the house. And basically, they trace the call to B to find out where Juan Solo is meeting Luthen. All right, and then we cut to a scene of Luthen, the Stellan Skarsgård, meeting Cassian Andor in this factory. It's a very cool location. And basically, Cassian wants to sell him the Imperial tracking box. And Luthen is very interested in the Cassian. He knows Cassian. He knew Cassian's father, he says. And he'll offer to pay another 1,000 just to learn how Cassian stole it. And I thought there was very good dialogue, very good scene between these very good actors. Basically, Cassian says, all you need to steal these kind of things is a uniform, some dirty hands, and an Imperial toolkit. You just walk in like you belong, he says. I like that. That was interesting. So many times in these Star Wars movies, we see our heroes just put on an outfit and walk in, walk into these Imperial places, or walk out. And if you're Obi-Wan Kenobi, sometimes you have a hood and you've got like 3 pairs of legs when you walk out of an Imperial facility. You know what I'm saying, my friends. You know what I'm saying. All right. Let's settle down. All right. So basically, Luthen says the Empire's time will end. And, he offers the Cassian Andor a chance to join him in the fight against the Imperials. All right, my friends. The end of this episode reminds me of Black Hawk Down a little bit. The Blues, the bad company, they're walking through the city to get to Juan Solo, and the people in the city are rallying. They're like communicating by hitting anything they can find, like drumming, to communicate. I thought that was very, very good. So they're getting organized. In fact, Marva tells one of the Blues that a reckoning is coming. The Blues do get to the factory, and they confront the Stellan Skarsgård and the Juan Solo. Skarsgård blows the doors, kills some of the Blues, and this factory has got like chains, so many chains. I haven't seen this many chains since I was at the Playboy Mansion with Mr. T. You know what I'm saying, my friends? He had a lot of chains. That Mr. T, I love him. So they're fighting, and Stellan Skarsgård wants to get away, but Juan Solo, he has to recover the box that's in the middle of the factory, and he does. But then we cut to Tim. Tim dies. Yes, it's sad, but I think we all saw that coming. Tim dies trying to save a Beaks. And Andor and Luthen, they do get out of the factory after like a shootout, and they sneak up behind Karn. I don't know how they did that, but they're pretty good. They found the man, and they find Karn. They tie him up. We also see that the townspeople, they tied like a rope to the Blues shuttlecraft. So when it tried to take off, the rope, and it smashed into a building. So these townspeople, don't mess with these townspeople, my friends. No. And basically, we see that there was like a car. So they did like a diversion. Stellan Skarsgård and Andor, they pretend they're in a car, and then the Blues shoot the car explodes. But no. They get away on a bike on the other side of the street. So they get away. And Karn is untied, and Karn wants his revenge. So we basically see what his mission is for the rest of the show, my friends. And then we basically see Juan Solo's friends, his family. They're crying. They miss him already. He hasn't even left the planet, and they're upset, and they miss him. And that's it. I mean, we get some very nice editing at the end and some nice music. And I loved it. That was the end of episode 3. So what do I think about the Juan Solo, the first 3 episodes? Well, it's not cheat. It's not cheat. It's very good. I actually enjoyed watching it. This show might actually make me want to like the Cassian Andor. I don't, hey, what can I tell you? If you like Star Wars, like lightsaber and Jedis and all that garbage, you're not gonna like the Juan Solo. There's no Jedis, there's no lightsabers, there's no Force. So let's keep it that way because it feels good. Yeah, but remember, it feels good, but always remember, it's better to look good than to feel good, my friends. And this show does look good too. So it looks good and it feels good. Oh, you got both there. That's very good. I like how the show takes its time. It does a lot of breathing. It just looks beautiful. It looks marvelous. It looks marvelous. I mean, it's got a great score, great actors, very nice writing. You care about all of these crazy, wild, unique characters. The visuals are great, and the humor is not, you don't laugh at it for being dumb. You laugh when there's a natural and organic thing to laugh at. Woof. Lucas, I don't know, Jorge Lucas, what happened? This is actually a decent show. So I like the Karn. Again, he's a complicated villain. You understand him. Diego Luna, he's no Antonio Banderas, but, he's pretty good. Bix, a beautiful woman. She has my attention. And Stellan Skarsgård, man, you do it all the time, my brother. You're very good. So good drama is like an adult show. It looks marvelous. Yeah, holy cow. I think I like the Cassian Andor. I can't believe it, my friends. Again, leave a comment. Smash that like button. We got to get my subs up, my friends. You agree. You know what I'm saying, my darling. So do whatever you can. Everyday Eric, who's at the pool, he would appreciate it. All right. I will be back soon tomorrow to talk about the She-Hulk. Oh my God. Well, not me. Everyday Eric. Unless you want me back, I'll come back tomorrow. Everybody, have a great day, a great week. I will see you next week for the next Andor. And I will see you on the new. Ciao, babies.